fangirl over amazing performances, and there's a lot of women just now doing amazing stuff. Aya Cash is another girl, and You're the Worst is the show that she's on. And yeah, there's lots of cause for fangirling right now. I think it's cool. I'm more likely to fangirl over a woman than a guy. I hadn't heard the term before Supernatural, and I don't know if it's more an American term that's now everywhere, or if I wasn't on Twitter really before the show, or you know what I mean, I wasn't very aware. And then this lady explained to me, she met me and she explained that she was flipping out and freaking out, and that she explained that she was fangirling, and that's that's a verb, isn't it? To fangirl. So I was like, oh, and since that moment I feel like I've heard it so many times, and I'm definitely a fangirl of myself. I just met Lisa Berry on the, I don't know if I can say that, it's a spoiler. I've been really surprised because I knew Rowena was a baddie, and I wasn't expecting the level of acceptance or love that I've been shown. And like, people will say things like, I hate Rowena but I love to hate her, and I love that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just really appreciative of it, and you know, when I win my Oscar I will thank the SPN family. That's where it all started. I won't forget you guys. Obviously I'll hope to still be alive in the show as well, but you know the way it goes in Supernatural. And you know, she's written a certain way, and I think I'm so appreciative of being in the show as well. Like, I relish it, and you know, I'm not going to hide that on camera either. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's there not to enjoy about being bad or naughty, and what a gift of a part to be given. Just like naughty all the time, and yeah, it's brilliant fun. It really is. I think of it a certain way, my costume and how I look as Rowena a certain way, and then I see somebody cosplaying as me and they've picked out a certain element or exaggerated a certain element, and I go, that's how they see. And it's really interesting. And if you could line up 100 Rowena cosplayers, and I think there probably has been 100 by now, which is really cool, and they would all look different but all the essence of Rowena, which, I mean, like, how cool is that? Tumblr blew my mind. And from Tumblr I learned how specific, I mean, I'm very detail oriented anyway with my research and things like that, and I realised like I had to be that specific because the fan fiction was, you know, they work everything out and to the nth degree. You can't make mistakes, you know. If you've been interviewed, you better know the year you were born because they've worked out what year the plague was because you mentioned it once in a comment. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, it's incredible to me, and it's a great club, isn't it? It's like, it's a fun kind of club to be in and to share the same obsessions. Being in the fandom has been really good for me for really selfish reasons. Going to the conventions with the fans being so supportive. I've sang at 2 conventions, which I don't know the last time I sang in public, do you know what I mean? And that's because the fans are so, you feel good about doing stuff with, you know, with them, and they'll support you no matter what. So, and just, you know, even do the conventions, you know, you get a microphone in your hand and it's just you for 45 minutes or whatever. And a couple of years ago I would have been terrified, and I actually really enjoy it because when you say something everyone laughs. Because everyone's enjoying themselves, so it's done me a lot of good with my confidence, even just doing things like this interview and things. One of the reasons that I'm an actor is I like the fact that there's a script and it's not my words, it's not me putting my foot in it, and I'm petrified. I do put my foot in it, and I was so scared of spoilers in the first couple of interviews I ever did for the show. I was petrified. I was like, you know, like this, probably not being very lucid because I was so worried about saying the wrong thing. And you know, I never wanted to be an improviser particularly, or a presenter or anything like that, but actually doing the stuff with the fandom has made me relax and enjoy all of that side of things. I understood about Star Trek and conventions a little bit, but honestly when I was young growing up, if I could have gone to a Flash Gordon convention or the Star Wars convention, you know, there's nothing like that near where I'm from. My stuff is Star Wars books, and my uncle was a rep for the company that sold the books, and I couldn't believe that I could have something from the film that was tangible. So to be able to just go along to something where there's all this tangible stuff and you can interact, I would have loved that. So I think the biggest surprise to me is that it exists at all. The first time it really happened was at my first convention in Detroit, and I didn't really understand. It wasn't a supernatural convention, it was a media expo, and I had done the opening thing, and my handler said to me, there's a supernatural quiz going on upstairs, and I was like, oh, we should go and take a look. And so I went upstairs to this little room, and there's all the supernatural fans from that particular convention in the one room, all dressed as Castiel and Dean and Sam, and I hadn't seen that before because I hadn't been to a convention before. And I popped my head in the door, and I thought I would get a reaction. I thought it'd be like, oh, cool, you know, Rowena's here. And I just saw like 50 people lose their mind. And a couple of girls got down on the floor like this in front of me, and I was like, oh. and it was, I mean, it's just joy and love, isn't it? That's really what it is. And so I gratefully received it, and then also tried to just be really normal so that everyone could become normal around me. So because I was ruining the quiz, they weren't getting through the questions, so yeah, it's just, you know, 18 months ago I didn't have a job. You know, why on earth would I complain about anybody fangirling over me? It's like such a gift.